Hey, everybody. This week's first chapter is called Second Chance Summer. So it's going to be kind of like a friendship story, lots of drama going on in here. I will start with the description. Maddie and Chloe have always been best friends until last year, when Chloe's popularity and budding fame as an actor left Maddie in the dust one too many times. Their friendship is over and they're ready to move on. But when the girls arrive at theater camp, they discover that the universe isn't ready to let go of this friendship just yet. They're cabin mates, and each of them has to spend the summer with her ex best friend. Is it time to try again, or are they doomed to drift apart for good? Chapter 1. The chapters in this book are told in narrating chapters between the girls. So chapter 1 is narrated by Maddie. They also flip back and forth in time, so you can kind of see how the friendship fell apart, and then it's mixed in with the current modern day story. So chapter 1 is by Maddie, and it is now July. I've seen the movies. I know the girls like me never get to be the star. At best, the awkward fat girl gets to play the sidekick. She gets a funny line or two before fading off into the background. Even so, I like to imagine my life as a film. In my head, I decide on the music, the lighting, the set. I figure out exactly where the camera ought to be positioned and when I will enter the frame. Of course, if life really followed the movie rules, it would have more of a cinematic scenery. I most certainly would not be stuck in the back of my mom's car for 3 straight hours with only the whooshing of the air conditioner as my soundtrack. It isn't great. We're almost at camp, kid, Sandra tells me. Note to the director, Sandra is one of my moms, and she's pretty cool for a mom. I can't wait, I say, and this is only sort of a lie. I try to keep my voice steady, even though this is the day that I've been awaiting for months and months. My first day at Camp Rosewood, the only sleepaway camp in Southern California with a screenwriting program. The very thought makes my legs jittery. My other mom starts talking, a long and winding monologue about how much she'll miss me. It soon veers into a lecture on the importance of sunscreen. But I can't give her my full attention. Not now. My whole entire life, almost 13 years, I have never been away from home for more than a week. And even that time, I was just visiting grandma and grandpa in Florida. This time, I'll be all on my own. And the idea is terrifying. But a good movie hero always leaves home behind to embark on some big adventure. Frodo, Captain Marvel, and now me. I certainly cannot and will not let my nerves get in the way. Besides, I need to escape Pasadena. If I had the choice, I would transfer to a new school entirely for 8th grade. Since the moms have made it clear that this isn't going to happen, I'll take a month away from home, away from everyone that I know. I lean back in my seat. If I were in a movie, now would be the perfect time for a moment of introspection. You know, one of those scenes where the main character gazes out of the window with a deep, thoughtful frown. I try to imagine myself at camp, and one by one, the scenes unfold in my mind. They're a little fuzzy around the edges at first, but gradually the images start to sharpen. I see myself reclining by the lakeside as I scribble brilliant words in my notebook. I see my screenwriting teacher beam at me while I share my work with the rest of the group. I see myself on stage, ready to begin a performance. My costume fits perfectly, and I know exactly what I need to do. The main lights dim, and then what? No, that scene isn't right at all. I'm a screenwriter, not a performer. I won't be performing a single thing at Camp Rosewood. After all, literally everyone in the whole world knows what happened the last time I was stupid enough to perform on stage. I most certainly will not be repeating that experience. Not this summer, not ever. No, I am going to Camp Rosewood so I can learn screenwriting. Screenwriting's safe. I'm good at it, and maybe, hopefully, I'll make a new friend at camp. That all seems very reasonable and doable, even if my last friend abandoned me right when I needed her the most. But I refuse to think about her. Maddie, Mom says. She has a habit of interrupting me when I'm in a moment of introspection. You've been awfully quiet. Still there, hun? Blinking, I try to banish all thoughts of my ex-best friend from my mind. I cross my arms over my chest. No, actually, I've been abducted by aliens who are invading Earth, and they took the real me up to their spaceship and replaced me with a robot, I say. I once wrote a screenplay that was sort of like that. It was not, sadly, particularly good, but I do like the concept. So you're still there. Got it, Mom says. As the car winds through yet another barely there dirt road, I realize that people at camp won't know who I am. To them, I won't be weird Maddie Simmons, the girl who ruined the school musical, the girl who went viral for all the wrong reasons, the girl who used to be friends with Chloe Winters. At Camp Rosewood, I can write a new script and leave last year's humiliations behind. I will not do anything to ruin my big chance. I will not. A large wooden sign appears as if to punctuate my realization. Welcome to Camp Rosewood, it tells me. I chew on the edges of my lip and try to banish all the worries and what ifs that threaten to invade my mind. Exit bad thoughts, begin scene. By the time we reach cabin 7B, the cabin where I will be spending the next 4 weeks, my arm muscles ache and the rest of me is all gross and sweaty. But still, this is a big moment. The kind of moment that sets the scene for the whole movie. I take in the setting, a dusty path winding up a row of cabins nestled in thick trees. Cabin 7B itself is definitely not a film set. It's too small and too wooden with nothing of visual interest. Well, I guess I won't be spending a lot of time in here anyway. Camp Rosewood must have loads of better locations, places where I can curl up with my notebook and the movies in my mind. So for now, I just sigh and consider how to best haul my trunk up the stairs. Just as I start lifting it off the ground, Sandra sprints over and grabs one of the handles. You don't need a sprained ankle on your first day of camp. She's teasing me, but I blush anyway. I have sprained my ankle no fewer than 3 times in the last 4 years. Every single one of these incidents occurred because of something horrendously embarrassing. Most recently, I tripped over the grass while running to greet my dog, Hulk. That little misstep put me in an ankle brace for 3 weeks. I have something called dyspraxia. It's a disability and basically a medical-ish way of saying I'm really clumsy. Mom and Sandra say that it doesn't make me less than anyone else. It just makes my brain work differently. Still, having a brain that works differently can be really, really annoying, as recent events have shown. So even though I would like to lift the trunk myself, Sandra is probably right. I don't need to start camp with an injury. I accept her help and we start to haul the weighty trunk up the stairs together. Almost there, kid, Sandra says. She leans forward to push the door open, but someone else opens it for us. A tall, thin, white woman with auburn hair and big sunglasses. I know this woman somehow, but my brain refuses to put all the pieces together. She cannot be who I think she is, because that would mean a catastrophe. Maddie, she says, how wonderful. I haven't seen you in a while. I stare at her, too shocked to say even a single word. Sandra glares at me, and I'm pretty sure she wants to scold me about my lack of manners. Fortunately, the one who greeted me has a habit of talking through any and all moments of silence. Today is no exception. Chloe didn't mention you would be here, she exclaims. The familiar name snaps me out of my shock. Chloe, I say. And then, looking past the woman, I see her. Brilliant red hair, fashionably thin frame, and a pimple-free face that most definitely is not smiling. My former best friend, Chloe Winters. Hi, Maddie, she mumbles. And chapter 2 will be Chloe's chapter where we will see her point of view. So good, fun friendship story. It's also a pretty short, quick read. If you just want something to kind of tide you over spring break, come by the library and check it out.